Well, I've inherited a problem with knives. Everybody's seen the frozen loaf of garlic bread that lazy people get out of the frozen section instead of making their own. I decided we're not going to eat all of it, so I take a steak knife, not the best to cut frozen bread with, and I'm sawing through it. Lucas, my son, he was around the age of 3, 4 years old, just old enough to get into anything and everything. No, I thought he knocked over a cup of milk. He was looking in the teapot that I just took off the stove, and I looked like, what did you drop in it? And at the bottom of the teapot, I see a little green blinking light, which I recognize to be my telephone at the bottom of the teapot. So I got, not really mad. I just was like, okay, thanks for helping me cook. Get out of here. And I turn around, go back to cut the loaf of bread, and I'm just frustrated, and I take it and I break it over my knee. And I set it back on the counter and go, why did that hurt so bad? And I look down, and it's a steak knife stuck in my leg. And that much of the blade is stuck in. And I just kind of yank it out and sit it on the counter, and I'm like, and it's garlicky and it burns. I think what I did is the same thing I did when I was 8 years old. Neosporin has a cone-shaped nozzle on it. Perfect for puncture wounds. You just stick it in there and put a little duct tape over it, you're done. It heals up by the time the glue on the duct tape wears off. Who needs a hospital? It's almost unbelievable as you're hearing it. Yes, I was accosted by garlic bread. The Squirrel in a Box story, I'm doing cable at somebody's apartment complex, and they keep all the wires in a big metal box, about like this. Well, it's on the top side of the building. I have to get my extension ladder out. I unlock the box and I'm bringing it open, and of course I'm on an extension ladder, so I'm not holding on if I take the box off. As soon as I do, there's a squirrel that does about 17 cartwheels in half a second right there, and I just slide the box back on. And I'm thinking, oh man, this is not good. This is not good at all. So I climb down and I'm kind of pacing back and forth thinking, it can't be that serious. It's just a squirrel. How bad can it be? So I go in, I get the customer, and I was like, well, one of you needs to come watch me. For one, it will probably be funny. For two, I could possibly get hurt, and I'll need somebody to scoop me off the pavement. So as I get the box and I look at her, and I said, get ready. She pulls her cell phone out to videotape it. I pull the box off, and there the squirrel is, and it's doing circles, and it jumps out, and it's right here on the side of the building, gripped a hold of the brick, looking at me, making all sorts of noises, and I'm trying to chase it off. And I look back at the cable wires, and that's what it made the nest out of. So I have to repair all this stuff. So I'm in there repairing it. I hear something screech or squeal and realize there's 5 baby squirrels in there. That's when Mama got real angry and came back from the tree behind me, and I was having to fight a squirrel off of me with a pair of pliers on a 28-foot ladder. And that was all on videotape somewhere. I'm sure if you look at cable guy attacked by squirrel. And that's the last thing I remember, because they had to pull me out from underneath the truck where I was unconscious.